Imagine your ex being such a lowlife that he literally tries to sell you to strangers for $50. I was humiliated, furious, and ready to lose it. But instead of screaming at him, I came up with the most perfect petty revenge. And all it took was one Tinder profile to completely destroy his ego, his phone, and his social life. This happened a few years back, and although it's petty, I still can't help but get overwhelmed with maniacal glee every time I think about it. Mwahaha. So I was dating this guy. A typical douchebag, really. No job, no ambition, still lived at home with his parents, etc. You know the type. Thankfully, we only dated for a couple months, and I realized he had zero will to change and dumped him. Like a hot rock. Anyway, long story short, he did not take the breakup very well. I was sitting at home, minding my own business, binging on Netflix when suddenly my phone rang. I usually don't answer numbers I don't recognize, but something told me to answer that time. When I picked up, there was a man's voice on the other end of the line. He asked if it was me, and I was like, that depends. Who is this? Him. I know this is gonna sound really weird, but my ex's name gave me your number. He said you'd be down for a good time. I asked him 3 or 4 times if he was sure, because I honestly thought it was too good to be true, you know? But he swore up and down that you would be cool with it. He said you'd do it for 100, is that okay? I was stunned. I couldn't believe that asshole had the audacity to give my number out. But I think I was more blown away by the fact that this other asshole actually had the nerve to call me and offer me money to sleep with him. Needless to say, I told the dude on the phone to fuck off and hung up. In a blind rage, I thought about calling my ex and going the fuck off on him, but I knew that would do absolutely no good, and he would only find enjoyment in seeing me so pissed off. So instead, I did my best to brush it off and told myself it wouldn't happen again. Well, I was wrong. I had another man call me the next night. This guy sounded like he was at least 100 years old, and my pos ex had apparently dropped my going rate down to $50 this time. Again, I was fucking livid, but instead of doing nothing, I immediately went into petty revenge mode. Now, just so you guys know, I am fully aware that my actions were immature and possibly even borderline illegal. But you have to understand, I was humiliated and absolutely irate, so I went onto Tinder and created a profile with my ex's picture on it. In the bio section, I wrote, "Nice man seeking a woman to spoil and pamper. No strings attached. I've got money to spare and loads of it. If you're looking for help financially, hit me up." Then I ever so kindly added his phone number and a link to his Facebook account.
Within a matter of hours, I had a whole slew of messages coming into the account. I ignored them, figuring they would get the hint and move to his phone or Facebook. I guess I wasn't wrong, because about a week later, I called his phone from an unknown number, and his number had been changed. His Facebook account had been deleted. LMAO. Was it wrong of me? Absolutely. Do I feel guilty? Fuck no. Edit. As another Redditor pointed out, having a bunch of women blow his phone up doesn't really sound like revenge. But hear me out. Y'all would really just have to know this guy. When I say he was a douchebag, I mean that with all my heart and soul. He was one of those guys whose pride and ego were absolutely through the roof, even though there was literally no reason for it at all. So the fact that all these pretty women were blowing his phone up just to ask him for money he didn't have, only for them to probably be pissed soon as he said he didn't have any. God, I know that crushed his soul. Lowell, he obviously wasn't digging the attention, or he wouldn't have deleted his Facebook and changed his number. Ha ha ha. A lot of you have mentioned Grindr and how much better of an idea that would have been. You're right, trust me, I'd give anything to have thought of that back then.